now let's start an interview with the owner of this plantation. So meet the owner of this plantation. Sir, namaste. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Sir, please tell your name and about your cafe and plantation.
See, I am Pradeep Kumar Mahanti. Basically, I am a plant breeder by profession. I served Government of India ICAR. That is during 1995. I thought of doing coffee, and when I thought of doing, I have to study a little bit. And then in the library also, in Central Rice Research Institute, we had a book known as Modern Coffee Cultivation by A.E. Harar. Modern Coffee Production maybe I am offering. That is the book that I got hooked to. So I thought if that man, the protagonist, who is a London-based man, he did coffee plantation successfully with a lot of effort in Kilimanjaro, that is in Tanzania. So if he could do there, then I thought, why can't I do it in Koraput? More or less, Koraput weather conditions, what that is described in the book, was similar
To the Kilimanjaro.
to the Kilimanjaro low reaches. It's a very big mountain. Whereas in Eastern Ghats, we have an example in Western Ghats. So the southern three states, Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, in that order of production. Highest is Karnataka, then Kerala comes, then Tamil Nadu. Both two most prominent varieties of coffee, Arabica and Robusta, they grow there. So once or twice I visited those places, had a broad idea how it is grown. Then I thought still I can give it a try. Left my job, came over here, purchased a second-hand motorcycle, then searched for land. So there was a Herculean task which I missed while studying on surveying, is that this is a tribal dominated district and mostly the valleys are very small and the lands are owned by tribals. Wherever you have a bigger valley where you have general caste population, there they didn't sell their land. Fortunately, during that time, a collector was there known as Ashok Kumar Tripathi of Koraput. He was my neighbor and my classmate. He is a friend of mine. So I went to him. By that time, I have already spent 1.5 years just searching for land because I am a ICAR scientist. So I thought somebody is going to help me in these revenue lands. It's very difficult to find out. And during that time, I have got little money with me. So salaried people, how much money they can muster? So by the time I studied, surveyed, purchased mobile and my fooding, etc. So I have half of the money is already spent. I was little desperate. Then I went to him. Then I had a very bad record. Previous record was mine is not very good. Though I was a very bright student. But the lectureship I left in the midway. Then I was atomic energy fellow. I left in the midway. I didn't complete my PhD. Then I appeared at the Scientist Recruitment Board, passed it, I didn't join. So that was also a class 1 job, but class 1 gazetted. But to my mind, I thought I'll be very lethargic since so many scientists crumbled in a building. So I have an adventure spirit. So I should let me try my luck here. So that was has driven me. So I have a soil testing kit with me. I had always that was I was carrying in that mobile. I had a stud that what do you call bag attached to it, and there I had my soil testing kit, one blanket, and I moved around searching for land. So that is how this all started. So after 2 years, I could find this land because the collector wrote, gave a letter that to whomsoever it may concern, all revenue officials are concerned. The letter is my friend. You please help us finding a coffee land. So wherever I went to arise, so they gave me a seat, gave me a cup of tea, so and they helped me. So that is how there was a sandy there in Dudhari every Sunday. So in that sandy, different people used to come, and the RI used to ask them, somebody has come from Bhubaneswar, he wants a coffee land, are you going to part with the land? But when I knew that these Nuaput and Sundipur, these two are non-tribal dominated villages in this whole belt, and they have surplus land. So little coaxing and convincing will do the trick. Then I centered around these two places, Sundipur and Nuaput. So to cut the long story short, after a lot of trial, I could convince those villagers that they sell their plot of land in Sundipur first, then Nuaput, their second, contiguous patches. So I could have 60 acres of Sundipur land. By that time, I was running low in my money. Then I went to the bank. In the evening, I used to, all through the day, I search for land. In the evening, I sit in my room. I have taken a rented accommodation in Shimulaguda. That is my base camp. I had only a cot and there was one gamucha. I slept there and didn't buy anything. I thought whether I will be successful or not, I don't know. Running low in budget, so I should not spend money that way. And with frugal living, I contacted my friends and also bank for loan. I asked for 36 lakhs of loan. Project report was for 60 acres of Sundipur land.
So it is in the year?
That is in the year 89. Okay. So from 85 to 87 I got the land. In 89 I was turned down. By that time I have already purchased seeds of coffee and seed plants. First you have to plant. See, in coffee or for that matter any perennial plant, what you have to do is first you have to have seed nursery. Then you have to, after they sprout, they have to transfer to a secondary nursery that is in the polybags. After there, you are through with them and they are little bit hardy and tall, that has to be field plant. So, the graph of all these perennial plantations is, first is gestation. In coffee it is around 7 years, 2 years shade. Then you plant coffee, it takes around 5 years so that you get the right kind of food. Then food increasing phase. Got it? So production increasing. So increasing phase, yield stabilized phase, yield declining phase. So in coffee, the silver lining was the yield stabilized phase was 30 years. So whatever money that you might have borrowed, you can make it good during that 30 years. But when you are low in your budget and nobody is helping you, what do? But during my CRI days, I have had a lot of stories. Government is helping this, helping that, and no dearth of government funds. Any entrepreneur, they will be always welcome. But to my surprise, nothing came. And from academics, I have come to this thing. I have no idea about business. My father was a deputy secretary in government finance, so he has already suffered one heart attack. He was only 46. Then what I did is, State Bank, so many times I had been to them, they never offered me a chair to sit. He is a pauper, coming for loans, doesn't have any money, seeing my tattered cloth and tattered jean. So nobody bothered. So then the manager was I. Hari Babu. I remember, vividly I remember. So he has that South accent, and he said, you have lied in the project report. I have gone through your project report. Don't tell me you have not lied. What, sir? What lie? No, you have said you can have 350 kg for 1 acre of coffee. But I sent my what they call field officer. He went to Padua Chatua for seeing soil conservation plantations. There the average for last 10 years is 156 kg per hectare. Got it? So how come you have no experience in coffee? You have come to do coffee and return 350 kg per acre, and that too in a Podu land. These are all Podu land. Only sometimes they put Raji under it. They are termed as dry lands here. where no water supply is there. You have to lift water and get it, which is costly.
So ragi helps to balance.
No, that is an additional income. They put rice in beda and ragi in the dish. That is the way it is here. So that is why they sell this. They have sold their land. So now what happens is the banker is not convinced. They said, see, from government job you have come, you have no experience, and that too, what the papers that you have given, they are all from rice, articles on rice. So you are no technically qualified. That is the thing. You have lied. We can't help you. So then heaven started falling on me, and then what to do? I cannot go back home. Maad padega abhi. So I have left so many jobs. So everybody was very annoyed with me, and I am the eldest son. So whatever it is, I have to be successful and then show my face there to my mom. Then the trials and tribulations started. Then I went to my friends, those are rich people in Bhubaneswar, and they also knew I am a very difficult bum to handle. I can also beat them. So what they did is they said, okay, we'll help you. But we must know that for sure you will be there. You don't leave that. Otherwise our money will be lost. So let us make a company. We will invest there. We will have 50% shares and you will have the rest also. And all the work will be done by you. So I had no alternative. I said, okay, yes, I will do it. But initially they helped. They are good people, money people, and they helped. So with their money, around 40 lakhs, I could muster over a period of 10 years, and gradually that was successful. In 92, started from 85, in 92 my first crop came. Gradually by 95 I had a bumper crop. God help, because in 95-96 the world's biggest coffee producer is Brazil, then Vietnam. Brazil, they had a frost there. 3 provinces area of Brazil, they grow huge quantity of coffee. That is Sao Paulo, Minas Gerais, Espírito Santo. So in Espírito Santo and Minas Gerais, they had huge frost. So quantity diminished and there was a scarcity of coffee worldwide. And boys and girls, you must remember, after petrochemical products, coffee is the highest selling product, commodity in world market. So when there is a scarcity in coffee, naturally everybody ran helter-skelter to find out where coffee is there. So I was very sad. There was no road when I came. Every month I used to suffer malaria to be taking injections. But I had a fair good idea, so I could survive. And then the people, they come running. There was no road, I tell you. Wherever you find a big light is coming or a car is coming, you know they are coming to you only. Because nobody other, why should they come in this road? So I am the only VIP with coffee cultivation in this 20-kilometer stretch. So what happened is, everybody tried to take my coffee, and just that previous year I have sold in only 35 rupees a kilo. That year they asked for 170 rupees a kilo. So I had a huge quantity of coffee, first bumper crop, and 1 crore landed. So I was, at the age of 38, I was a millionaire. The whole story started from there. And this is my second plantation, and this is because it's the roadside Nuapur people. They knew that somebody is successful is there and he is doing good, so they will also, you take our land. So that is how they get. And where you are sitting, all these trees, these 4 plants I have not, trees I have not planted. That's a gift from the villagers. They didn't have road, I made the road for them. Called one earth equipment, and did it in that way. They did it. Otherwise, whatever you see, I have planted.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, nice.